Welcome back to Act on Mental Health. If you're new to this channel is about acceptance and commitment therapy, both how to learn it and how to teach it. And so if you're interested in acceptance and commitment therapy, this is the channel for you. Now, in the last series of videos, we've been talking about stress management and really how do we deal with stressful situations in a way that's consistent. And so today we're going to dive into this tool of kindness and introduce values-based problem solving. So let's first recap the techniques from our previous sessions. We're going to look at grounding, unhooking, and acting on our values. Now, I have been using this Doing What Matters in Times of Stress resource. This is something that was developed by Russ Harris, and this is something that's available free to download on the World Health Organization website. So I put the link in the description below. It's free to download, and I like to download it and print it and put it in a 3-ring binder for my clients so that they can have something at home to go through and practice on their own. Now, under stress, we often encounter challenging thoughts and feelings, and these can often lead us astray from our values. They can kind of move us away instead of moving toward our values. And so instead of becoming the person that we aspire to be, we often make our lives worse trying to avoid those difficult thoughts and feelings. So here's a quick refresher on how to unhook from these difficult thoughts and feelings. First step is to notice the challenging thought or feeling. Second step is to name it, to acknowledge its presence. And the third step is to refocus by connecting with the world through your 5 senses. These steps help us to detach from difficult thoughts and feelings and ground ourselves and engage actively with our environment, guiding us back to living in accordance with our values. Now, if you recall in the last session, we talked about values and identifying some of those. So recall the values that you identified as most crucial in our last session and keep them in mind as we explore our next tool of Be Kind. Kindness is an essential tool, not just toward others and living toward our values, but also toward ourselves, especially during challenging and stressful times. Whether it's a difficult family environment, a tough neighborhood, a strained relationship, or separation from loved ones, having a supportive friend can make all the difference. So what's the rationale for befriending ourselves? Well, sometimes when you need kindness the most, you might find yourself alone. This is when befriending yourself becomes vital. By being kind and supportive to yourself, you enhance your own well-being, which in turn allows you to have more energy and motivation to care for others. Conversely, being harsh and unfriendly towards yourself drains your energy and lowers your motivation, affecting not just you, but everyone around you. Now, what is kindness? Kindness involves 3 qualities. First is being friendly, showing warmth and openness, which can involve simple gestures like smiling or offering to help. Second quality is being generous, so sharing your time, attention, and support generously. And the third quality is being considerate, being mindful of how your actions affect others and yourself. These qualities are expressed through actions of compassion, empathy, and caring, fundamental in treating others and ourselves well. Now, there's a few ways that we can show kindness to ourselves. First is to unhook from unkind thoughts, getting some distance from those. So notice when you're being critical towards yourself and label these as unkind thoughts. Second way is to speak kindly. So respond to these thoughts with compassion, meaning you're moving towards somebody that's hurting and trying to help them out. So you can say things to yourself like, "This hurts," but it's a natural response to stress. Everyone feels this way sometimes. The third way is to use comforting gestures. Now, this may seem odd or weird, but some people find this very helpful and relaxing. So try placing your hand over your heart or maybe another soothing spot. So some people may put their arms like this. And then imagine warmth and kindness flowing from your hands and comforting you. The fourth way is to reflect on the experience. Notice how it feels to show yourself kindness and the difference it makes in your emotional state. By mastering these practices, you not only improve your ability to cope, but also enhance your capacity to live according to your values. Now let's look at being kind to others in stressful situations. Consider the impact of how we are treated by others. When someone treats us kindly, with care and support, we often feel better, more motivated, and more energized. Life seems a bit brighter. Conversely, when we are treated unkindly, it can leave us feeling down, depleted, and less motivated, making everything seem a bit grayer. Clearly, having a kind, caring, and supportive friend benefits us, especially during tough times. Even small gestures can have profound impact. Simple acts of kindness, like offering comforting words to someone in pain or placing a gentle hand on a shoulder, can make a significant difference. These actions embody the values of kindness and care. So let's put this into practice with a guided exercise. I want you first to choose someone important. Quietly sit and think of someone significant in your life. Could be your spouse, child, friend, or neighbor. Focus on one person for this exercise. Secondly, plan your kind action. Decide how you will show genuine caring and kindness. What will you do? What will you say? Consider using both actions and words to convey your kindness. Third, visualize your actions. Close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself performing these kind acts. Pay attention to your actions and words. The fourth thing I want you to do is to reflect on your feelings. Think about how it feels to be kind to a person. Does this align with who you want to be? Does it feel like you're making a positive difference despite your challenges? The fifth thing I want you to do is to notice and name any difficult thoughts. So if you experience negative thoughts or feelings during this exercise, recognize them. Use the skills that we've learned to unhook from these thoughts. And finally, reorient to the present. Open your eyes, if you had them closed, stretch, and take a deep breath. Notice your surroundings and feel grounded in the here and now, empowered to choose kindness in your actions and words. As we near the end of this course with one tool left, you might be asking, how do these skills like grounding, unhooking, living by our values, and befriending, how do these solve my problems? Well, this is where values-based problem solving comes in. Now, there's typically three options that we have when facing a difficult situation. And so as I talk about these, I want you to bring your difficult situation up. The first option is to leave the situation. Now, this isn't always possible. For instance, the death of a loved one isn't a situation you can escape from. It's kind of one that you're kind of stuck in. Option 2 is to change what can be changed, accept what cannot be changed, and live by your values. Now let's break this one down. This has several parts. First part is change what can be changed. This means taking actionable steps to improve the situation wherever possible. Accept what cannot be changed. Use skills like grounding and unhooking to cope with unavoidable pain. And live by your values. So engage in actions that reflect your core values, such as kindness and support, even in the smallest ways. For example, if you're grieving over a loss, you cannot change the fact of the loss, but you can honor your loved one by living in a way that would make them proud. Then there's option 3, give up and lose touch with your values. This option often leads to behaviors that exacerbate the problem or lead you away from your values, such as isolating yourself or indulging in harmful habits. Let's dive deeper into option 2, which can go a long way into solving your current problem. First, identify a difficult situation. Think about a challenging situation that you cannot leave. It could be a loved one's illness or personal loss, or just something that you're going through that's really difficult right now. Second, remind yourself of your values. Recall the most important values you identified in the last session, perhaps kindness or helpfulness. Third, brainstorm possible actions. Reflect on actions that you can take that align with these values. For example, providing care, sharing comforting words, or simply being present. Fourth, decide and plan your action. Choose one practical action that you can undertake. Think about the specifics. What will you do, say, and when and where will you do it? After you've identified and planned your action, go ahead and try it out. Then I encourage you to come back to this video to share your experience in the comments below. Let us know what action you took, how it felt, and the impact it had. This not only helps you reflect, but it also inspires others in our community to take similar action. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see future video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. In the next video, we're going to talk about making room, which will be our final tool in this series, Act for Stress. Remember, your journey towards a more purposeful and mindful life begins with a single click.